When I look at the self-improvement community and the people that come out of it, I see that commonly we hear the word purpose. That masculinity is about having purpose, ambition, and a reason for living. Friedrich Nietzsche, one of the goats of philosophy and psychoanalysis, I think, or I think that's a little bit later, but definitely philosophy. He said that anyone who has a why can endure any how. I kind of butchered that, but you get the point. Purpose, if you have a purpose, if you have a reason for living, you are the strongest you can be. You will do anything. As a man, you are your strongest when you have purpose. And all that could be true, and everything could be fine. Like, I don't have any real problems with that. I mainly have the problem when I hear the excuse, I have no purpose. I have nothing really driving me forward. And that's why I'm lazy. That's why I can't do anything today, because I have no purpose. That's why I keep failing to do this task, because I have no purpose. It's not how it works. Probably the number one thing you need to learn, and I don't want to say the number one thing because there's so many things that we learn living life the way we do, but probably the one thing is knowing how to do things when you don't feel like doing them. That is like number one. That is fundamental in self-improvement, in my opinion. And mastering yourself, finding the best version of yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. I think doing things when you don't want to do them is the best way to go about achieving that goal. And I say that because people feel like they can just do things when they feel like doing them. They can just work when they feel like working and get the job done. And yeah, you can achieve something by doing that. It's the people who really internally and mentally have this strength within them that have endured constant days of doing things that they don't want to do. You get to a point when you do these difficult things, when you face adversity so much that your purpose begins to get questioned. So let's just say you have a purpose, okay? You get to a point where your purpose will get questioned. And some people can have a very strong purpose. They can have very strong ambition and desire to achieve something. That's cool. But for everybody, if you push yourself hard enough and if you really try and better yourself and achieve something great with that mind and that body of yours, there will come a time when your purpose is challenged. There will come a time when your mind is telling you in every possible way that it can to not do something. And you have to find the power and the strength in your mind to say, no, I'm gonna do it. Your mind will ask you, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why are you doing this to your body? What is your answer going to be then? The purpose? Because the purpose will not be strong enough in that life or death type situation as your body perceives it. What is strong enough is your discipline, is your mind, the other voice that counters the weak voice in your mind. The other voice that says, I'm doing this because this is the way I live. I'm doing this because this is just the way I do things. That's the voice. That voice that keeps pushing you on and on, that little voice that you probably have in your head. If you build that thing up, it will take you much farther than purpose ever will. Because you can't wait for purpose to hit you in life. You can't wait to just sit here and wait and let purpose hit you. That's never going to happen. Oftentimes what needs to happen is you go out into the world and you put yourself into difficult things, and that's where you find purpose. Have you ever thought that your purpose might be finding a purpose? I take a character in terms of fiction like Guts from Berserk. He's a character who is born with no purpose. He's born to die essentially. But through consistently being thrown into adversity and difficult situations, that's where he finds his purpose. In fact, after the worst event of his life, he finds his purpose. But if you just sit there waiting in your room, waiting for purpose to hit you, your life is only going to get more purposeless. You can't wait for something like purpose to come to you. You can't say, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of bored. How can you be bored? There's so much to do. So much to do. In every area of improving yourself, there's so much to do. I mean, just go and look at how many different types of videos that are made on self-improvement topics. There's so many things to do. You don't need purpose. What you need is that discipline in your mind, that strength internally to say, I'm going to do this because I hate it. Because I hate it. Because no one else is doing it. Because it sucks. Because it's hard. That's my purpose. That's why I'm doing these things. And then you discover your true purpose, or whatever you want to call it. That's when you discover it. You don't discover it by sitting down and waiting for purpose to hit you, about journaling and meditating on it for 16 hours. It's not going to come that way. Life is an adventure. You need to discover things. Discovering your purpose. That's part of life, man. And you're only really living life when you're working hard, when you're doing things you don't want to do, when you're facing adversity. That's when you're living. Living is not being relaxed, and a lot of people don't live, they exist. They sit on their couch, they sit on their chair, and all they do is exist. No reason. Nothing. They never want to do anything hard. Why would I want to do anything hard? There's no point. But what if? What if you did? What if you did that task you've been putting off for so long? What if you started that business? What would happen? Yeah, you might fail. But what if you didn't? Then you find a purpose. Then you have a $1 million business, and now you have a purpose. There's your purpose. Now go for it. You need to take the first step yourself. That is real masculinity to me. Not purpose. Purpose is, okay, I'm kind of hating on it a little bit now, but real masculinity, real strength is doing things for the sake of doing things. Not just because you have a purpose. Anyone will do anything if they have a strong enough reason for it. That's not called discipline. That's called desire. That's called loyalty. Real discipline is doing the work when you don't feel like doing it, when you have no reason to do it. That's real work. And so I leave you with that. Purpose, in my opinion, is overrated. You don't need it. You will achieve it at some point in your life, but you achieve it. You don't just sit there and it doesn't hit you. So we'll go out there, work hard, put in everything into doing what you don't want to do. And you will see progress, and you will eventually meet your purpose. Reject mediocrity, embrace mastery. I'll see you, bro.